to the Monday, June 3rd episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Good morning, Tony. Oh, there's that one. You gonna speak up next? Huh? Beep, 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 something. What a morning. Oh my God. Came in here, got everything fired up, started working on a video for this week. Constant issues trying to get the video to upload, but that was not the worst thing. Coffee pot almost set on fire this morning. I'm sitting over here, my coffee's going, I'm drinking my first cup, and all of a sudden I hear white smoke starts coming up behind the coffee pot. So I'm thinking the extension cord that runs to the nearest plug over here um, finally took a poop, which is better than sitting here and coughing and taking a poop. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain. Good morning, Brenna. Good morning, me. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Morning, Jan. Hey, Brenna, let Ty know that I did not get a notification for his live yesterday. I was having dinner with the wife anyway before she went to work, but I still would have, turned the volume down, had it playing there while we were eating. But I didn't know, so I just watched it this morning. Watched this morning and commented. I wish I could have been in there. Oh, let's see here. Stuck in Chicago, truck needs repair. Oh, God. That's exactly what you need. And in Chicago, no less. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tony knows better than any of us. He avoids that town like the bubonic plague. Good morning, Justin. Good to see you, bud. But, between the coffee pot almost catching fire this morning, well, the extension cord almost catching fire this morning, and the problems uploading the video, it's already a hectic day. The daughter has her first therapy today over, personal issues. It's coming up here at 9. Plus, we're going to, Mark and I thought we were going out and doing an investigation uh, at the cemetery tonight. No, we're going to go out today and do the history of the place. Cut it up into 2 different videos. That way, those people that like the history can have their history video. Those that like the paranormal can have their paranormal video, and those that want both can watch both videos. Let's say how. If I never set foot in that show ever again, like I said, Tony knows better than any of us. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I remember going to Chicago when I was younger to like the Natural History Museum and stuff like that. And then the wife and I went there back in 2016 for our honeymoon. And, we stayed at a nice little hotel. We came in on the train downtown, left the hotel at the end of the honeymoon and, had enough time to walk around the city and go to the plaza and have dinner and have a drink. And, you know, I, I liked it. I liked it. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you. Good morning, Stephen. Good to have you, bud. Drew, you ready for Napanee? Yes, I am. And I'm looking very forward to Napanee this year. I think it's going to be quite the adventure. Y'all missed Saturday night stream, Jan and Tony. That was fun. That was fun. I'll be honest, I got 3 copyright hits on that because of the songs, even though um, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's a band doing music in their own style, which is all over YouTube. And these bands on YouTube do nothing but rehashing songs in their own style, and they've got outstanding channels, and they don't have any issues. But I film a city festival where a band plays 3 songs, and I get 3 copyright notifications on it. So it was a spur of the moment thing, Jan. I was up there. We were watching the festival. It was raining. Friday night there was over 1,000 people up there, and Saturday night, or Friday night, it was clear, and there was over 1,000 people there. There was real close to 2,500 or 3,000 people up there, but everything was on the main stage, and they're on the boardwalk and everything. And Saturday it was raining on and off, kind of a moderate to a heavy mist all night long. So they moved the band inside the old gas station up there. Then they moved the beer tent out in front of the gas station, so everybody could crowd under the tent and watch the show and everything. And we still had 350 people show up. So not a good ending to the first beach bash of the year, but you know, still a decent turnout. Um, let's see here. Boom, boom. I better stop that. I'll get another copyright warning. So how the hell are you guys? But anyway, yeah, it was just a spur of the moment thing, so I didn't blame anybody for not showing up. Um, Still had a good turnout for me just sitting there thinking, hey, this is a pretty good band right here. I think I'm gonna do a live stream real quick. And I mean, as you can tell, I was using this phone, which does not like to do the whole turn thing. So I got up there, and we finally found a parking spot within a block of the place. And I looked at the wife, and I'm like, forgot my damn phone to do a live stream on. She said, walk home. I said, screw you. So, yeah, we negotiated, and I decided to use that phone. But it wasn't bad. So I was doing laundry Saturday, so I was happy to watch. Oh yeah, if you feel the same way about laundry that we do, um, yeah, anything you can do to get your attention off, you know. However, I have heard that spin cycle ain't going there. Tyler's actually making coffee over the fire right now. You kicked him out of the house, didn't you? He did something to piss you off, and that's why he has the baker tent set up in the yard and has a fire pit in the yard because you're not letting him sleep in the house right now. Come on, be honest. What did he do? What did he do? Depression hit hard. Boy, is that an issue with everybody. That's one of the things the daughter has to go to therapy about this morning. Depression, her antisocial anxiety, school, her inability to make friends because of her antisocial anxiety, the fact that she don't ever want to go out and do anything. She wants to stay in the house. Unless it's 5 degrees outside and the snow's blowing and nobody else is out and around, then she'll go outside. But you damn near got a cattle prodder to get her out during nice months. And when she does go out in the summertime, 90 degrees, she's wearing sweatpants and a hoodie and a stocking cap. And nothing, it was his choice. I wanted to grill last night. He wanted to camp. It worked out. A booyah. There you go. Oh, believe me, I know, Jan. I understand that. I understand that completely. I got my big whopping $217 check on Friday. And I mean, I told you guys on Friday the financial situation again. Luckily, no other bills came out of the bank after I stuck my entire check um, in the bank on Friday because it was already $150 in the hole because of everything coming out at once. Um, so nothing else came out over the weekend. I got a big whopping $2 out of a $217 check, and I think I have $1 left in my pocket. Um, and this week's not looking any better. Was looking at my cat or looking at my check receipt that I got and comparing it to the pictures we took of the um, of the what do they call it, the time clock on the computer, and they had our pay period listed as Saturday through Sunday on the check stub, but on the time clock the new week started on Sunday. So not only was I down 3 hours from my what I should have been, but Sunday was not included on the paycheck because it started off as zero. I talked to big guy yesterday about it. He argued with me that it was not like that. I showed him it was. He goes, "Okay, I fixed that." Sadly enough, they're always fixing it, and it's Saturday through Sunday for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's Saturday through Saturday, but the stub says Sunday, and but anyway. Oh yeah, times are tough. It's pretty sad though. I'm supposed to be a full time employee, and I'm barely making 20 hours a week. So we stay above water here. Here we stay. Let me open. We stay above water here. But there ain't no water sports. Yeah, well, here, our idea of staying above water is, just enough that I can see any fins coming at me to just finish me off. Um, and that's about it. So, Like I said, like I said on Friday, it's probably going to come down to the point of me having to get a second job. Then I just have to find one that I can work of an evening. Um, Later today, after Mark and I get back from doing this history thing at the cemetery, we're going to have to, we're going out to the library and we're doing a resume. I've not had a resume done in 20 years. So I got to get a new resume done and submit it. Um, at the brewery. So hopefully I'll be able to get off work at 3 o'clock at the bar and walk straight down to the brewery and work the evenings down there. It's not going to leave a lot of time for this, but that just means I'll have to get up earlier in the morning to do all my videos, to, yeah. Let me see here. I'll be moving next month to a place that's $300 a month cheaper, smaller than where I am, but it's really going to help me. As long as you can save money, that's the important thing. Kids may not necessarily like smaller space, but the nice thing about us grown-ups, we're adaptable. I'm just as comfortable in an 8 by 8 tent as I am in a 72-foot modular home, 78-foot modular home. So I'm 78 by 20, 24. So yeah, it's neutral. It's not closer to their school, but hopefully that'll work out. This is sitting on your ass and shooting shit and smoking. Well, no, by doing this, I meant having time to do the videos and do the research and do the investigations and everything. That's what I meant by doing this. Not just doing the live streams, I mean. Though luckily, the video that I did this morning on the Black Dahlia um, for next Sunday, I did all the pre-cutting, all the pre-editing, everything yesterday. So all I had to do was assemble it and edit it today. So luckily, it only took me, about an hour and a half to get it done, but it got done and it got uploaded for this coming Sunday, the 9th. I'm 15 minutes from where I am now. Kids adapt better than adults. I don't know about that. I mean, it seems like with certain things, kids adapt better than adults. But, as adults, we've had that lifetime of moving, small locations, large locations, etc. So, we're easy to adapt on things like that. Kids, they adapt well, but there are certain aspects like getting further away from friends, not being a short bike ride or a walk to your friend's house, or maybe riding a different bus to school with different people, or whatever the case may be. I know my biggest issue when I was little was starting at a country school 9 miles outside of one town, 7 miles outside of another, and I was a fat, lazy kid. So I'm still a fat, lazy kid, but still, that aside, I didn't want to ride my bike 9 miles into town after being in school all day to visit my friends, which is where I got in a lot of my trouble when my dad bought our Suzuki 125 to teach us how to ride, and I would just take off on it at like 13 years old. Yes, illegal, no license, don't hold it against me. And I would drive into town. I'd visit my grandma or I'd visit my friends or whatever. And Dad would get home at 6 o'clock. Well, where the hell are you? At Grandma's. Don't leave there. I'm bringing the truck in. Your ass is mincemeat when you get home, bud. Driving around without a license. Da, da, da. And then, when I was 17 years old and he brought home the Kawasaki 750, and I I taught him that his teachings on the little Suzuki was well worth it because he's going down the highway at 55. I'm going down the highway at 95, and he decided that was too much bike for me. So yeah, didn't get my cow. Let me say how. Good morning, Ty. Hope you're doing good this morning. Um, People do the rest of my life. We'll be putting an application in the local school district to work in the cafeteria when our school's next fall. That's cool. JJ, you'll be a hero on pizza day. But always a positive side. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you. Maritza, good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. I was on the road with my mini bike at 11. My folks said, don't call us if you get busted. I just didn't tell my folks I was doing it, but they knew I was going to. I mean, my dad was a great guy, but, there were certain aspects growing up I don't think he thought through. Like whenever he took the keys to the bike or something away, he'd always hide it in the same spot. He had like this glass vase that sat up on top of the gun case, and that's where he'd always throw everything. And if he didn't throw it up there, he threw it in the bottom of the gun case or in the liquor cabinet. And so I just get up there and get the key to the bottom of the gun case and open it up and get the key out and lock it, put the key to the gun case back up. And pushing that mini bike home 2 miles after running out of gas. Yeah, see, when I was growing up, though, many bikes didn't get licensed because they didn't have turn signals and headlights and stuff like that. Where my Suzuki, that I learned to ride on, it was a street bike and it was licensed. I just didn't have a driver's license. So if I ever got, in trouble, it was, well, not like our family didn't know everybody on the police force anyway. They would call my dad and said, okay, we're giving him hell, Ron. Better get in here and save him. We have a wholesale food place here in Cincy that will sell you a pack of 30 of the Square School pizzas. Oh my God. I would absolutely positively love to have those again. I know, coming from the pizza chef, but I loved the the little rectangular pizzas they used to give us. Perfectly fit in that slot on our tray at school. And when you picked it up and turned it upright, the slot filled up with all the grease off the little teeny tiny pepperoni squares that were cut up on top of it. Just add chocolate milk for childhood memories. Amen to that. When I was 16, the stepdad bought me a 185 Yamaha road bike. That thing really taught me to oh yeah, taught me the love of a motorcycle. Dude, I'll tell you what, that Kawasaki, somebody had traded it in at the dealership where my dad was a service manager at. So he rode it home on a Friday evening, and I went on and I polished it and I waxed it. We detailed it, shined up all the chrome on it and everything. And him and I took off on Saturday morning to go in and visit my grandma. 9 mile ride, and we'd go the mile down our road and then the mile back to the highway and make the left hand turn to go towards Fairmount, Indiana. James Dean's town. Um, I would say we didn't get any further than my high school, which was a mile down the highway, and we're riding side by side, and he's like, "How's it running?" And I said, "Runs great. I love it." And he says, hit it a couple times and let's see the kick on it. And I hit it, and I, instinct, you know, and I laid right down, and that sucker took off. I looked down at the speedo, and I was doing like 87, and I looked in my rear. I sat up. I started letting off the throttle, and I looked in my rear view mirror, and I couldn't even see my dad back there. So I pulled off the side of the road and waited. Where's on Bond Hill? Never been there. It's either Bond Hill or St. Bernard. He's been there 35 years. Scariest bike. You can get Hot Pockets for $1 each. 43 flavors. I'm not go shopping in Cincinnati. That's a great deal. 750 cal triple Mark IV. I've never been scared on a bike. I've never been scared on a bike. I think that's one of the weirdest things about me. I think in a different life, I probably could have been a thrill seeker. You know, climbing mountains and parasailing and hang gliding and weird shit. But because I never feared death, I was never afraid of it. And when all that nasty poopy caca happened back in 2016, where I died, and I wasn't scared. I was more scared when I woke up and realized that 10 days had passed, and that I had been in a coma because I had all these memories that my brain created because it wasn't getting any input. And so it was creating all this crap, and it was so real that when I would question people about things, they'd be like, "No, no, that never happened. No, no, that person." I'm like, "Well, how did I see this person? How did I see this person?" And I've never met this person before, but they just walked in the room for the first time, and it's like I was more worried because I was not in control of this thing. It was controlling me, filling in blanks. So yeah, I think I'm more afraid of life than I am death. My kids don't like Hot Pockets. That's because your kids is weird. Okay, they're cute, but they're weird. I could live on Hot Pockets, especially someplace, where there's 43 different flavors of Hot Pockets. But I like the Philly steak and cheese Hot Pockets. So, Hot Pockets and pizza rolls, the food of legends. When that bike hit 4,000 RPM, it would stand straight up no matter which gear it was in. Yeah. I'm always scared on a motorcycle. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Tony. Are you scared of the motorcycle, or are you scared because you don't know what the rider is doing on the motorcycle? In 50 years of riding, 50, almost 60 years of riding, um, my dad only dropped his bike twice, and both times he dropped it were road conditions that were completely out of out of his control. You know, the first time he dropped it was the time he broke my mom's femur. They were just dating, and he had been on this road 100 times and rounded a curve, and there was a patch of wet leaves, and he had a rider beside him, so he couldn't swerve, and there was an oncoming car, so he couldn't go that way. And he hit that patch of wet leaves, and the back tire flipped or slid on the wet leaves and dropped it, broke my mom's leg. The second time he dropped it was 35 years later, and he had rode his bike out around a corner, and all the gravel was packed. But while he was gone, they came through and graded the road. So when he come back around the corner, the wheels tipped out from under him, and he fell down and broke his toe. So I mean, yeah, almost 60 years of riding, and he's only dropped his bike twice. So, and neither time was. Oh, let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. This is my uncle. I'm just a big scaredy cat. You're good. I used to love Hot Pockets as a kid, but won't eat them. I don't care for Hot Pockets. They used to have a chicken broccoli one I loved as a kid. Haven't had them in years and years. Greg's sausage rolls are just British Hot Pockets. Now that sounds good. A sausage roll. I stopped writing about it because I was too prone to go faster than I should. And road rash takes a long time to heal. Yeah, amazingly enough, my mom does not, her leg, her thigh is not all scarred up. Apparently, when Dad saw that patch of leaves, he had two options. He either hit it at 50 mile an hour, or he hit the brakes. And he hit the brakes, so there wasn't a lot of sliding on the road. It was more like they were almost at a stop. But when he hit the leaves, the back tire just kicked, so the whole bike fell on my mom's leg and snapped her femur. So she's got a stainless steel rod um, in her leg now. I used to tease her all the time that if she wore shorts around the house, I was going to hang refrigerator magnets on her leg while I cleaned the refrigerator off. And she would always tell me to get out of her kitchen. Uh, Painful. I'm not sleeping. You're sleeping. Um, No, no, this is your dream, Squatch. This is your dream. How you doing this morning there, Mr. Squatch? Hope you're doing well. But then again, I can't say this is your dream because if you're in bed dreaming and you're dreaming of this, it's more like a nightmare, bud. Less like a dream, more like a nightmare. You're fully dressed. Can't be my dream. Must be yours. Not saying anything. Not doing it. Not doing it. This just got uncomfortable. Yes, it did. Yes, it did, because if y'all knew what just crossed my mind, what I was going to say back to him, it would really get uncomfortable because it involves pickle relish, mustard, and a giant hot dog bun. I never promised I wasn't twisted. I just promised I was good. But yeah, like I said, guys, the wife's going to be taking off here in probably about 20 minutes to take our daughter to her first counselor meeting over her social anxiety disorder and yeah, you don't want the end of your hot dog cold. But and then just a little bit after that, Mark will be showing up, and we'll be heading out to that cemetery, that currently undisclosed location, right by, not very far from Sister Lakes, about 12 miles away or so. Um, which, if you guys have ever done any of your Michigan history, you'll know is notorious for the Sister Lakes monster that was being cited back in the 50s and 60s and early 70s, and then here recently has hit the news a couple times. Um, Not to mention the fact that it is right over here at on Potawatomi land. Well, previous Potawatomi land. So there very well could be some older indigenous graves on site. Um, but we decided to this year we're going to start when we can dividing up the history video from the paranormal, and that way people have a variety. Okay, I'll stop. I'm just funning. Yeah, because when you throw a bone like that, bud, you know I'm going to pick it up and run with it. So yeah, don't feed the dog, man. Don't feed the dog. How did society survive before all these disorders? It had to, and now they've given names to all these disorders and things, and They've ID'd them. You know, I had social anxiety disorder when I was younger, and I actually I've told my daughter, you know, but she's, you know, I got in debate club, um, so I was having to debate against other students in front of a room full of people, and then, you know, after graduating, I started doing historical reenactments, which, you know, you might have a family or two come strolling by when you're camping, but usually through from August until June, um, you would on Fridays at a lot of reenactments and stuff, you would have um, Education Day, where the schools would bring buses and buses of kids out, like when I used to do Miss Cinewall 1812 down in Marion, Indiana. It was not unlikely on an Education Day you had 3,000 kids from 10 local schools that would come out, and you would have 100 people standing in front of you. So after the first year or so of doing that, I realized that my social anxiety disorder, or my problem where I developed anxiety in a social environment, wasn't that bad, and I could control it. Now I have no problem, you know, talking to groups of people, doing presentations. I've gone to colleges with my old mentor, Little Crow, um, and we would go to, like, you know, Indiana Wesleyan College and stuff like that, and talk to huge history classes. So apparently I got a grip on it, and I'm doing this. So if I start tossing around my bombs, what a Sasquatch! Opium and lots of whiskey. I don't have any opium, but I got lots of whiskey. Truthfully, there was too much work, not enough time to develop disorders. Yeah, really. Truthfully, I actually cut back on drinking. You try complaining about men while baling cotton. Yeah, really. I can't do that. No, you can't quit drinking. You need to have some form of entertainment in your life. And I can't afford short band or, you know, radios and things like that to occupy my time. So I have this, and I have work, and then again, the milkmaid was the most popular girl in town. Yep. Oh, goodness gracious. Man, just sitting down thinking about today and tomorrow. Because, you know, once I get back from this investigation, or this video shoot, then we got to go do that resume for the brewery, since they came out here and opened a brewery here. They're from Colorado, and I guess they've got a big brewery out in Colorado somewhere where they do custom or specialty pizzas and stuff, and they're doing the same thing here. So they're bringing that whole Colorado, and, you know, extreme Western thing here. So, very, very interested in getting in that place. I think that's going to be the make or break. Drew, if you have any more ideas for fundraising, let me know. Trying to think outside the box. First girl I ever danced with lived on a dairy farm. So that, yeah, we all know the stories about farmers' daughters. I'm gonna go out and help her milk a cow. Hmm. I will think on it, Ty. I think I think raffle is always a good thing. Um, do a 50-50 raffle. Um, especially especially during the celebration that you all have for calamity. Um, maybe where you have your tent and everything set up. You set up a couple tables out there. Make them look all pretty. Suggest it. Suggest the cabin to the public um, during the the festival. Do a 50-50 raffle, a ticket, uh, $1 ticket or 5 tickets, or 6 tickets for $5. And you might be amazed how much you make. Next month said I could do cowboy breakfast donation only. There you go. That's always good. Some flapjacks, some bacon, you know, maybe even maybe even a big old pot of fried taters or something like that. That'd be great. Of course, Santee suggested a raffle because Santee's a freaking genius, man. I just wish you were closer. Um, I'd trim everything back down into the Cody thing, and um, you know, come out and help out. I just can't afford it. I mean, I can get the time off work. Don't get me wrong. Um, but it's just, yeah, I can't walk it. It's a little fur. If I can find a horse, I want to do a ride from state line to state line. Yeah, I heard you talking about that in when I. So I told before you came in here, I told Brenna that I didn't even get a notification for your live last night. I mean, I was sitting there having dinner with the wife before she had to leave for work, but I still would have turned the volume down where I could hear it still, and or put on my headphones and watched it if I would have got a notification for it, but I didn't. I found it this morning and watched it this morning sitting here while I was working on editing the video. But yeah, I heard about your, maybe get sponsors or something that are willing to, donate, you know, X number of dollars or whatever per mile that you ride. Um, that's always good too. Then you got to map out a route where there's the least amount of traffic, where you're going to, you know, pass through the historic locations. Brenna's got to get the time off work to be able to drive in front of you and film the whole thing. And, there's a lot of planning in something like that. I wish I could get you, Nick, Jan, Jay, Santee, and put on a show. Yep. And the sad thing is, if it wasn't such a long ride, even just getting the Ghost Riders themselves to come out and set up during the festival, or outside kitties screaming for food. Yeah, you can come help too. I mean, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away yourself, Tony. I'm sure you've learned a trick shot or two in your time. No, but I'd like an invite. Oh, that's good. I don't care who you are. We need to get Sarah out, though. We can't leave Sarah out either, damn it. Oh, let's see here. Between you and Nick, I think the second closest to me. Yeah. Yeah, I think really um it'd be Nick, then Tony, then me, then Jan and Jay, and then Sarah. Well, no, then Santee, then Sarah, the opposite direction. You don't do trick shots? What the hell good are you? Sorry. Nick's really that far from you, 3 or 4 hours? I guess Missouri is bigger than I thought it was. Because I didn't even think it was 3 or 4 hours from the north border to the south border. I kill stuff to eat. But do you not try to impress your prey? You know, you pop a shot off, spin your pistol back in your holster, or take your lever action out there and John Wayne it up a little bit. Boom, spin it, boom, spin it, boom, spin it. I mean, well, you gotta remember, you gotta remember, Ty. The last time I was even in Missouri, I was taking 70 west out of Indianapolis and got just past St. Louis when the engine blew in my car, and I wound up flying out of St. Louis Airport to, you know, Houston, Texas, the rest of the way. So I didn't even get, all the way across Missouri, let alone go north to south to see, how big it is. No, that is how people get hurt. But if you're the only people out there, um, and the business end never points towards you, I mean, you might spin it, shoot a squirrel out of a tree, maybe shoot an eagle, a parachutist, um, the deer sneaking up behind you while you're spinning. I mean, I don't know how it works. I mean, even if Tony doesn't trick shot, just a shooting demonstration with his um, with his array of long guns. Um, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could do a shooting demonstration between rifles and pistols. That would be impressive. Missouri's very underrated in how pretty it is. I do remember it being what little bit of it I saw 24 or 26 years ago. I do remember once I got past St. Louis. Um, I do remember it being very pretty, but once again I was on an interstate, so how pretty could it be from an interstate? And that's something I would really like to see is the Ozarks. I didn't make it to the Ozarks. I would love to see the Ozarks. Besides that, if I could actually make it out there to help you out with the festival and stuff, Ty, could you imagine me riding a Greyhound out there dressed as Cody? I mean, seriously, that would be fun in itself. I went across 70 a few times. It's a bit mundane. Yep, that it is. You'd be surprised, you, even from the interstate. It's got beautiful views. I seen pretty. I didn't see beautiful, but I seen pretty. So, you know, it's got a lot going for it. Better than Illinois. I came I came out to Michigan on a plane semi dressed or semi dressed up. True that. But a bus is so much more fun because you have those random stops to get something to drink, use the bathrooms, have a cigarette or a cigar. I mean, could you imagine Bill Cody stepping off a bus somewhere, lighting up a cigar, got on his friend's leather pants, French coat, big brim hat. Southern Illinois is similar to Missouri. I've taken the bus from Iowa to Colorado. So you know. Yorks with 2 navies backwards in the holsters. Yeah, I wished. I wished. Now, see, every Greyhound I've ever been on stops about every 2 hours for usually a 15-minute span. And yeah, I've never been on a Greyhound that they haven't stopped. And before I moved up here, years and years ago, before Steph and I ever met, I dated a girl, only lives probably about 10 miles south of here, and I was living in Indianapolis at the time. So I'd jump on the Greyhound there, and we'd usually stop around Rochester, Indiana, and out on 31, and it was usually a 15 or a 20-minute stop. That's where everybody'd pile off and smoke at. Never been on a long ride though. 3 hours, about the time. Greyhound Tool, 14 hours to go from Indianapolis to Bloomington. That's a long time. Every small town was another stop. Greyhound. Oh, it took 14 hours to go from Indianapolis to Bloomington. Was told in Kansas City. They started that in 2021. Must be because people were complaining about it taking 14 hours for a 1 hour trip, an hour and a half trip. Yeah, Tony, I would absolutely love to have a couple navies to go in my holsters, but yeah, only if I ever hit the lottery. That's about the only thing that I can't make myself uh, for the Cody impression. Yeah, I figured that was probably it, Ty. Right now, they're pretty costly. To be completely honest, I'm not even so selective. When it comes to the pistolas, as long as I can go out and get the white grips made, the faux ivory grips, so they match. I mean, not everybody's got $1,000 to spend on a couple pistols uh, to do an impression like that. Be honest with you, only because of the fact that He was a shooter. Um, I'd be happy with a couple old Civil War navies, as long as I can get the white handles to match. It'll work. And that way I can load up my blanks and I can shoot them during the festivals and stuff. Not worry about folks getting, you know, hoit. Phone is about to die. Y'all have a great day. Drew, hope to talk to you soon, brother. Tony and everyone. All right, Ty. Go get that phone plugged in, and I'll try to get a hold of you tomorrow or later today or something. You take care of yourself, bud. Have a good day. Oh, yeah, I've done that a couple times with vaqueros and outlaws. That money ain't there no more. No, it's not. You're absolutely right. I do too, bud. I miss our talks too. But I'll get with you. I'm off today and tomorrow. But like I said, today's really hectic, because I got to get everything done today because the wife's got her friends all coming over tonight for card night and dinner and, our little pitch in thing that we do on her day off. So, um, yeah, but I'll try to get a hold of you tomorrow. Sounds good. Mr. Talks. Money ain't there no more. I'm gonna head out too. Need to go to the feed store. I'm gonna be ending this in about 8 minutes anyway, so I can get ready, get shaved and everything before Mark shows up to head out to that location. So be looking on Thursday for the video from today, and then hopefully next Monday we'll be able to get out and actually do the investigation if we don't do it some evening this week. So, but Jan, you take care of yourself, hon. Have a good day. Get all your running done. Kick back and relax a little bit. And we'll talk to you later, too. Well, we got 4 folks in here watching. 2 of them's going to leave. So we have Tony and whoever the hell else is hiding back in the shadows. I don't know if it's Sarah. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's Justin. Somebody's hiding in the shadows and not talking. That's okay. I would say it's all about the views, but you know, since we're not monetized, views don't really frickin' matter. So I know you're not hiding. Hell, you never hide. Oh man. Vaqueros, outlaws. Yeah, one day. I hate to say it, but you know, being a shooter, um, in a situation like that, I'd be happy with a couple of prop pistols, blank firing pistols. I wouldn't even care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the, I like the ones like, I like the ones like this one here. You know, need to carry that more. Hard to be the center of attention if you don't stand out. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. And quite honestly, if you sit and you look at blank firing pistols, they're not a lot cheaper than the real thing. I was really surprised the last time I looked at blank firing pistols. I mean, a couple $100 a piece for decent, decent looking six shooters, and phew. Hey, Richie, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing good over there on the other side of the big water. Yeah, and that's when I noticed the major hike in price was during the pandemic. I mean, not just regular pistols, but even blank firing uh, prop pistols. I seen them go up another 50, and in some cases $100 a piece. Oh, you're getting storms. Now, our last rain was Saturday night when I done that spur of the moment live stream during the festival uptown. That was the last rain we got. It was hotter than the fires of Hades yesterday. Um, any clothes you put on just soaked. Matter of fact, when the wife left for work last night after dark, I was still standing outside without a shirt on and just my sweatpants, saying goodbye to her and everything when she left, and I was breaking a sweat. Um, and I think today's supposed to be the same thing. I need to I need to stand. Your applause is more than enough. Oh, no need to stand. Your applause is more than enough. Iron Dog 63 in the house. I know. I can't believe it either. Royalty at its best. I don't know who just pulled in, but it was a silver car, and the wife is gone. I think everything I own is 30, 45% more now than when I got them. Chances are we're going to get interrupted here in a second because I just heard the car door. So, probably going to open the door and find out. Um, and I think it's probably the stepson. So, bringing his mom some Bigby coffee. Did your car warranty expire? Nope. Well, it expired after the first year she had it. That's what you get for going through Carvana. Yeah, I'm expecting Mark. I just didn't think it'd be this early. But speaking of which, it is 9:15. I have to get out of here and finish getting dressed. Um, so I can be ready when he gets here. So we're going to go on and end this now. And like I said, be looking tomorrow. Um, we have got a video coming out on the mystery behind DB Cooper. Thursday, we will have the video from today's history at the cemetery. Um, and then on Sunday will be the story of Elizabeth Short who killed the Black Dahlia. So, well, isn't that isn't that a hello F note? I just got here. You can't leave. We got an investigation. I'm on somebody else's schedule, or not an investigation. We got to do the history portion of the video. But yeah, it is. Good help is hard to find. So, all right, bud, you go cook your breakfast. Tony, have a good day. Sarah, love you, baby. You take care of yourself. Get a hold of me. We'll chat. Um, but y'all have a great day. Y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And we'll catch y'all later. Have a good one, y'all.